It says, verse 6, should not all these take up a parable against him, and a tunny proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Right, so everything the so-called white man has gotten, all right, was not his. He's gotten it by rape and robbery, man. Raping and robbing other people, as far as other nations, especially our nation. All right, he raped and robbed us to the max, you know. So these are not accusations; these are actual facts, you know, actual events that took place, things that Esau actually did. Okay, it says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, and to him that laded himself with thick clay. Yeah, so and you know that represents the debt. All right, especially America. All right, America's in so much debt, man, cannot pay it. All right, it's in so much debt that it cannot pay it. All right, I forget the trillions of dollars, the amount of debt this place is in. All right, but it's in so much debt that it cannot pay its debt. Okay, and the central banker's family is not going to what you call it, Slovakia, it's called the credit, it's not going to accredit the U.S. Government, or how you call it, Slovakia, man, it slips my mind, I know it too, I forgot the way they word it, so basically, they do your credit by letter grades. See, at one point, America was a high accredited place, you know, and I think it was a AAA or double A, something like that. You know, the U.S. dollar was booming, you know. That been long ago. The U.S. dollar was, you know, booming for a while, for decades, man. All right, even over a century. The U.S. or probably over a century. You know, it's been the world reserve currency for a long while, man. All right, I'm going to say over a century. All right, so it's safe to say that, you know. I'm sure it's over a century that the U.S. dollar been the world reserve currency. All right, and so what happens is, by the U.S. dollar not being backed by anything, that causes it to inflate. All right, it causes it to inflate because it's not backed by anything. It's not backed by gold or silver or any precious things that can be replaceable. All right, with the paper dollar. All right, which is the fiat currency. It's fake, man. All right, so what countries have actually been doing is they've been going about other means to find out the different ways of that they can do business, all right, around the U.S. dollar. Because why? The U.S. Sanctioned countries through the U.S. dollar, all right. They sanction other businesses that belong to other countries and other nations, all right, through the U.S. dollar. And that's the reason why most of the countries, all right, are trying to get away from the U.S. dollar, all right. So the dollar is so weak because it's so much, you know, so much credit on top of credit that had been built, and the credit was not paid. All right. So basically, America has a credit bill, all right, that cannot be paid, and it will not be paid. All right. So America's in just debt up to its head, the top is, you know, so to speak. Okay. America's in debt all the way to the top. All right, there's no way this place will get out of debt. All right, America is what known as Babylon in the scriptures. All right, this is there's no way, man. There's no way this place will come out of debt. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse. I'll start at 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. You know, people got down with the ways of doing things the so-called American way. You know, even financial transactions. You know, anything that speaks to the monetary gains, they've done the U.S. way. They've been dealing with the U.S. dollar for, like I said, for over a century now. Where you can go in certain countries and the U.S. dollar means so much because $1 was worth so many of that countries or wherever country you went to, you know, it was worth so much of their money by using one U.S. dollar or a few U.S. dollars. You know, like over here, you may be able to with $20, you know, say like you go to a restaurant and get some meat, right? $20 can't get you hardly anything. It can hardly feed 2 people. $20, man. That can barely feed 2 people. All right. Now you go say like you go like down across the border into Mexico. $20 can feed a whole family easy. Easy, you know. I think it's like the ratio is I forget how many. Matter of fact, let's look it up. I was reading something. Was it yesterday about the? I was reading something about the peso. All right, let's go. Let's look it up. All right, so $1 US equals 23.37 Mexican pesos. You know? So basically, shit. If you calculate that right, so you got $20, right? Let's do the math. Schlocky. Let's get into the math, right? Showing you how this thing works, okay? So you would say 20 times, what was the amount of the peso? 22.37. So 22.37. That's so $20 in US dollars is $447.40 in pesos. God damn, man. That's 447.4 pesos, man. That's a lot, man. That's probably fucking all your bills. You had like a household in Mexico, man. That's buku money, man. That's ridiculous money, man. So if you go over there right now with some money, like people go on vacation over Mexico, right? So if you go there right now, man, $100, man, to get you a lovely time in Mexico right now. All right, you get a nice hotel, you know, all kind of whatever you want, food you want to eat, because you don't have to pay much at all, man. But now you have it where the U.S. dollar is almost done away with. All right, because why? It don't have a value. All right, you don't have a value. All right, and the countries know it. Okay, the countries know it. That's why you're getting away from the U.S. dollar, and they're tired of the U.S. sanctioning it. All right, which is the act of war, by the way. All right, so back in Jeremiah 51:7, it says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. Right, so Babylon means confusion. This is a city of confusion. All right? Everything how this place is set up is done, all right, with confusion. All right? Why would you create a currency that's worth nothing? All right? It makes no sense because once that currency fails, the people have nothing to fall back on. So if you don't like, like back in the day, you look up how they used to have like the gold standard, you used to have the silver standard in America. All right. So once they done away with that, which I think the last one was silver by the mid 70s. All right, it wasn't backed by anything anymore. That officially made the U.S. dollar worth anything, worth nothing. So now you have where people may have, especially like rich Edomites, man. All right, they may have like couple 100,000. You even got millionaires, among them, right? But that doesn't mean anything if the U.S. dollar just totally crashes right now. All right, and you have where a certain amount of money is supposed to have a certain amount of security. All right, security fund for it. Like it's so much money the banks have to give you in case it crash. It's a certain percentage they have to give you. Well, if the banks don't have any gold, all right, it was revealed years ago that the U.S. banks don't even have any gold. All right, the central banking families have took the gold from the treasury. So, the banks used to have gold and silver. So once the U.S. dollar totally crashed out right now, you don't have any money. You may have $10 million, and they're supposed to guarantee you probably $1 million that you would get in some gold or silver form, right? Well, how are they going to give it to you if they don't have any gold or silver? The answer is they won't be able to give it to you. All right? Because why? They don't have anything to give to you. All right? It says, verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. And this place cannot be healed because this place is set forth to be destroyed by the Heavenly Father and by His doing. All right. So basically, right. The Most High purpose for these places is that they go down, and that's the reason why you have it where the U.S. dollar is going down. Any given moment, this dollar can just be thrown out the window. All right. Just like that, the snap of a finger, a blink of an eye, the U.S. dollar can go from being the world reserve currency, still right now, to not being a currency at all. All right? And what's the new form of currency, man? The RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, okay? All right, now let's continue on. Take this back up. So, continuing on, it says, verse 9, it says, we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So, pretty much, America is not going to be healed. So all you America lovers that love this place, even you Israelites, okay, you might as well forget about it because America will surely be destroyed. All right, and that new form of currency, once the U.S. dollar crashes, it won't be the Chinese yuan. It won't be fucking Bitcoin. You out of your mind, you thinking it's going to be that? Those things are just a distraction. All right, those things are a distraction. They don't mean anything. Okay. The new form of currency that you people are going to see out here and going to be forced upon you is going to be the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, that's your new world reserve currency. All right, it's the size of a grain of rice. Okay, that's going to be your new currency, and you're going to have to get it. All right, in order to have any kind of money transactions. Okay, any kind of money transactions, you're going to have to receive that chip. All right, because they're going to make it so where you can't buy or sell, all right, unless you have the chip, which I'm going to get the prophecy on as well. All right. This is, let's go to images. I got the, here we go. So this right here is going to be your new form of currency right here. All right, you see that? This is gonna be your new world reserve currency. This is gonna be your new central banking digital currency. All right. This RFID microchip is gonna have all your financial or all your your banking information. All right. It's gonna have your identification on it. It's gonna have your medical records on it. It's gonna be your do with all. Okay. This is gonna be your new form of currency. All right. And the chip been out. The RFID microchip been out. All right. So you people out there are saying, "Oh, we're not gonna get the chip," but wait, a rich man, if you have money, how else you gonna have access to your money? Because the elites of Esau are gonna make it to where you have to get this chip in order to access your money. All right, how you doing, man? All right, so the RFID microchip is here, man. It's here to stay. All right, 2017 again. They came out with it in 2017 with the company over in Minnesota. Their purpose was not to just show it to the world and to make it like, oh, that's a cool gadget. That's a cool thing to have. No, it wasn't for that purpose. It was for to warm you up into getting on you or putting on your mind to let you know that, hey, this is going to be the new currency. It's going to be the new thing, man. All right, and that was roughly it was over 3 years ago now. All right, when they made it public in the U.S. in Babylon. All right, so those of you out there that don't believe that it's the chip, all right, hey, the Most High ain't dealing with you, man. I gotta say it just like that because you gotta be a really simple-minded individual to not think that the RFID microchip is the new currency, all right, that they're pushing for, okay? You gotta be out of your damn mind, all right. And what it'll do? It'll give them total control, all right. So let's get right into the prophecy as I'm speaking about it. Matter of fact, it was important that article slot I was reading the article. And I'm like, I got more than the article probably. Slot you for that. Let's go back to the phone. Pull up this article again. Oh, here we go. Let's see what else they had in the article. So it says, oh yeah. Come. It says, continue on. It says, once one of the richest countries in South America, talking about Venezuela, right? The economy is in ruins, livelihoods are shattered, and starvation and violence are rampant. Are rampant. All right, so like I said earlier, the country of Venezuela, which is heavily populated by Israelites, all right, they're experiencing this hell. They're experiencing what? Their economy is in ruins. Their livelihoods are shattered. Meaning that people don't even, all the people don't have a job, man. The main occupations around there is probably if you work for the military or government in general. All right. You had reporters when I watched the brother video that the brother made years ago, or a few years back. Pretty much they had it where freelance journalists was going down there, and they were actually terrified and nervous to be down there. They had one journalist speaking on it, and he was so terrified and so basically in a state of shock of what he was seeing. He was smoking he was actually smoking a cigarette, trying to keep his nerves calm, so to speak, whatever they do for you, whatever. But he was smoking because he was like, man, it's crazy out here, And he had previously visited that country. A lot of those Central and South American countries where Jake, basically is heavily populated by, our people, those of us of the Northern Kingdom, all right, mainly, and even the Southern Kingdom down there as well, those slave ships landed down there as well, for the Southern Kingdom, so Jake just Israel down there, period, all right, Israelites are down there, all right, but the purpose or the reason I'm saying it is just, those spots are vacationing spots for rich Edomites. So Edomites that are pretty wealthy, they go down there and vacation. They live like kings and queens, and they go down there because why? They take the U.S. dollar and they can buy so much, man. All right, they can buy so much and live so much comfortably. All right, especially being that they have money and so much money they can vacation for a nice period of time. You know what I mean? So it says the past weeks have seen state-backed military attacks against its own citizens, queued up for humanitarian aid and blackouts across the country. Which they've been trying to throw out Nicolas Maduro for the longest. There's a range of issues have contributed to the crisis: overdependence on crude oil and crippling sanctions from Western powers, Western powers, this is U.S., spearheaded by U.S. and NATO. All right. So it reads. It says sanctions from Western powers, among them Babylon. It says another major driver has been monetary mismanagement of the Bolivar, Venezuela's national currency. For over a decade, Venezuelan regimes have instituted strict capital, foreign exchange, and price controls of its currency, making it virtually impossible for those with savings to safeguard their wealth by exchanging bolivars for U.S. dollars or any other foreign currency. The bolivar's worthlessness has been compounded by rapid printing of money to finance a government deficit of nearly 30%. Venezuelans are desperate to find alternatives to protect their savings, to earn and to transact. Some have abandoned bolivars in favor of using eggs, milk powder, and flour as bartering tools. Others fill their cars with gas and drive over the border to Colombia, where they can siphon it off to sell for Colombian pesos. So those jakes down there experiencing hell, man. The Israelites down there experiencing pure hell right now. All right, been going through it for years now. All right, for years. All right, and that's going to come right here to the soil. And by the way, the currency situation that's going on in Venezuela, okay, Slovakia. The currency situation. Oh, stop it. Oh, shit. The currency situation, as far as the economy falling in Venezuela, it's all due to Esau oppressing the government. All right, oppressing the government or the leaders down in Venezuela. Okay, all right. Remember the Janine Áñez lady that was placed in there by the Babylon's government, but she wasn't even democratically elected. All right, but they was it her? I'm sorry, no, that's Bolivia. I'm sorry, my man Juan Guaido. Yeah, that guy. He was put in Venezuela to act as like he was a sitting president when he wasn't even democratically elected. But the same goes for Bolivia as well. All right, Janine Áñez. They put her there to replace Evo Morales. I think his name is. Which caused him to flee to Mexico for refuge because he knew what was next. He knew what was next. That Esau was going to come in there and kill him. All right, he's going to come in there and put him to death. All right, showing you that what the so-called white man, you don't supposed to trust no man, but especially your enemy, man, your number one enemy. All right, being Esau, even the so-called white man that goes to the least, man, they're our number one enemies, man. All right, you can't get around that. All right, so going back to scripture, right? So Venezuela's economy in the crash, right? And so they're trying to do that with every economy across the earth. Crash everyone's economy, right? Which the central bankers are trying to crash it. Because why? It's about that time that they can come out with the chip. All right? Now let's get into the chip. This is the book of Revelation. the book of Revelation, chapter 13, beginning at first, go right to the point. Verse 16. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So it says he causes all, he is the so-called white man, begin with their elites and such a banking family. They're going to cause all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive that mark, which is the RFID microchip. All right, this is the mark right here. All right, the word mark there is the word Greek. It's a Greek word, I'm sorry. The word mark there goes back to the Greek word charagma, all right, which means to insert or to implant. This is what they're going to insert or implant in you, man, or imprint within your skin or underneath your skin. All right, this RFID microchip right here. All right, this is their goal. This is what's on their main agenda. They have everyone chipped, so they have total control over the people. All right, and even other Edomites know this as well. Even other Edomites are speaking out against the chip. All right, because they don't want to take the chip. Because why? They already told you the possibilities of the chip releasing certain toxins that can affect you and possibly even be fatal. All right, which of course you're going to be fatal because Esau, all right, is a man of destruction, a man of it says the scripture says he is as death. All right, so we know that the so-called white man, all right, he's a harbinger of death. All right, it's like in the Planet Apes movie, the original one. He's the harbinger of death. All right. It tells you that what's that, Psalms the 73rd chapter, I believe it is. So, let's get it. So this is book of Psalms, chapter. Well, here we go. Psalm 73. I haven't read this in a while. Psalm 73, verse 3. It says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For they are no bands in their depth, but their strip is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment." It says, "Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart can wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully." And so, pretty much the so-called white man, he's a man of death, man. All right, speak lawfully concerning oppression. It says that they eyes stand out with fatness, meaning what? They want all riches they can see, possibly grab a hold on to, which is one of their blessings. Oh, whoa. One of their blessings, by the way. Right. But pretty much, and it blew my whole sign. So pretty much though, that's what it is, So the purpose of the so-called white man is to have, everyone chipped, so you have total control over them. All right, and also, like I said, that chip have toxins in it, man. All right, Esau can hit that kill switch on you. So it's many reasons why you shouldn't get that chip. Okay, you're not supposed to let anybody pierce your skin anyway. All right, so as far as like with putting needles through your skin. All right, because that's the way that Esau get over on people, man. That's the way Esau deceive people. All right, Esau deceive you by saying, okay, this chip can help you. Like I had articles that saying that certain chips can help you, or if you have paralysis, meaning you're paralyzed, it can help you walk again. Well, people being so stupid, people being so simple-minded, can hear that, all right, and run to that doctor's office, so-called doctor's office, all right, and get that chip, hoping that they little child or whatever can walk again, all right. Could have been brain dead, but hey, this can make them come back to their right mind. You know, Esau used a lot of the deception to get to the people, man. All right, he's a deceiver, man. All right, Diablos, man, he's a deceiver, man. Definitely is that, man. So, you know, he gonna tell you, hey, you know what? I know you're getting your food stamps. You know what? But hey, you can access your food stamps. You can access your get your child support check. All right, by getting this chip, man. All right. Then what? Yeah, man, get this chip, man. You be okay. You be fine. You done got the chip and got destroyed, man. Okay. So I say that because that's how Esau worked. That's how his devices are, man. He comes to you humbly, crouchy, you know, pretend to be your friend, pretend to be a person of concern about you, you know, a person that have care, concern about you. When all along he's looking to overthrow you or destroy you in some way, somehow, you know. All right, and then there's a judgment for taking that chip. All right, let's go. Let's read it. Shlaki, this wind blowing really hard, and my sign up. I gotta secure that. I mean, it blew my sign just about completely off almost. This is Revelation. I'm gonna get ready to close. My page is getting too wet out here. Man, it's just today just a hell of a day. But Lord willing, you being edified, you know. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you're going to be destroyed by the Heavenly Father, okay? The fire and brimstone is talking about are the ICBM thermonuclear missiles, all right? That's that fire and brimstone. Okay, you Israelites out there, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, no matter where you may be, no matter how you look, that know you're Israelite, if you take that chip, the Most High Heavenly Father and His Son, all right, Yahweh Shai, all right, Yahweh Shai is going to destroy you, man. It's going to put you to death, all right? And 2/3 of you are not going to make it anyway, so I expect a lot of Israelites to get that chip, you know. Lord, will not make it. You know, I'm trying to make it up out of here. I'm not saying like I'm going to make it for sure. Lord, will not make it.